Hey everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome to a brand new segment, and here we go! While I may not be collecting crazy large amounts of pop figures like some people that I've been following over the past couple of weeks, I do feel that it is important to at least give everybody an update in regards to what is coming. Maybe there's something on the way that may be interesting to you as a fan of these vinyl pop figures. So before we actually go into those, I want to actually show you guys how my collection is going. So here they are. As you can see, next to their appropriate film, this is the vinyl pop figures of Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown. Back to the Future, as I have mentioned, is the greatest movie of all time to me, and Marty McFly is just one of the greatest film characters that I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Michael J. Fox gave an incredible performance, and I wanted to just get Marty, but then I realized, nah, there's so many more other pop figures that have characters that I really like because they were so impactful towards my life and my love towards film and television. So I had to get the two of these guys. And even though there is a Pop Ride DeLorean on the way with Dr. Emmett Brown, I just don't see myself getting it. I've seen a lot of people review the Batmobile, and I didn't like the fact that the wheels didn't even move, and I just really don't see myself wanting to spend the money on things like this, even though the DeLorean is an integral piece of the Back to the Future line. But these guys are awesome. I love the fact that you could take them out of their boxes and put them right back in. And these two are two that I can see myself really being proud of and holding on to for quite a long time. And they're awesome. So we'll go to the next set that I have. I actually got them from Amazon.com all together. I mean, I know that a lot of people like to do what's called pop hunting, but sometimes you just gotta go for all the set at once, especially if you know you're gonna save some money. So, of course, there are so many Marvel and DC figures that are being introduced from Funko, and the Marvel ones are bobbleheads, but I said to myself, there's no way that I can possibly collect all of these heroes, so when I saw that they were actually doing a 1966 Batman television show line, that was the one that just immediately grabbed my attention, and that's just because of the fact that the Adam West Burt Ward television show was the reason why I became a fan of comic books and the reason why I became a Batman fan, and the sculpts on these characters are absolutely awesome. They've probably been spoken about so many times in other people's reviews of these characters, because I know that these are probably some of the most popular. The Cesar Romero Joker is probably one of the most clever. I'm so glad that they really designed them to the likings of the actual characters to a T. I mean, I think one of the things that not that many people talk about is when you take a look at the Batman and Robin, you take a look at the ears on Batman's costume, like you can tell that they look like they're sewn on or glued on, and when you turn Robin around, you've got the whole band completely all around the head, like he actually has the mask rolled on. So it's really great. I mean, I know a lot of people also hunt for paint jobs, and honestly, I'm not really one that's going to do that all the time, even though I know that the Robin and the Catwoman are probably two that get the most mistakes, but I'm very happy with these four. And when I take a look at the lines, and I know that they're all numbered, this is where the hero line actually stops. So I'm really hoping that there is another couple of Adam West, Burt Ward, Batman series figures coming out. Like, I would love to see the Penguin, the Riddler. I heard there are rumors of a Yvonne Craig Batgirl on the way, but I just couldn't say no to these four. They really are fantastic, and they've done a great job, and it just shows you that Funko is just trying to connect with so many pop culture fans of all ages, and that's what makes it such a great line and such a great phenomenon right now. So for the rest of the video, I want to let you guys in on what is on the way. Now, of course, this past week we had the Toy Fair in the Jacob Javits Center in New York City, and Funko was one of the few companies that went out there and released a lot of previews as to what's coming out. Now, unfortunately, some of the things that were not featured as of yet were the fact that they are expanding on the Masters of the Universe line with an Orko figure, as well as doing an Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues line And from the pop rock standpoint and television, 4 Family Guy cast members dressed up as the band Kiss. But here is what was featured, and I got this from a fan-made Funko Pop vinyl page on Facebook, and I'll provide a link below if you guys want to check it out. Here are a couple of things that they showed that I was really interested in. The Transformers line. Now, they only showed Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. A big turn-off for me in regards to these is they're Transformers and they don't transform, and I'm not too thrilled with the fact that they went to do the Transformers movie line and not the Transformers 1980s cartoon show. And I think a lot more people would be interested in purchasing those. I do have to give them credit on the details. They do look fantastic, but I really just don't see myself getting into. One of the things that I am surprised about is the fact that they are doing a Quentin Tarantino film line. As you can see, they did do the Pulp Fiction line, including the characters played by Uma Thurman, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Willis, respectively. And they also did a Kill Bill line, including David Carradine and Uma Thurman, as well as Oren Ishii, played by Lucy Liu, and a member of the Crazy 88 and Go-Go. Great figures, but I just don't see myself getting those either. Now, if they intended on maybe doing a Hans Landa and an Aldo Rain figure from Inglourious Basterds, I may consider jumping on that. Now we take a look at the ones that really surprised me. Of course, the Pop Rides. I had mentioned that I was not interested in getting the DeLorean. Now that I actually see what it's going to look like, this is without a doubt one of the things that I am definitely not seeing myself getting. It just looks so bland and so tasteless. It's just, these Pop Rides, I think that they're really not doing the fans justice here. A lot of people love the Batmobile, but they don't like the fact that the wheels don't move, and this is pretty much where the DeLorean's going, and I don't know, I just don't like it at all. Now we move on to the new Disney lines that are coming out. Very impressed that they're going to be making a Peasant Belle figure, as you can see there. They're also going to be doing a couple of figures from the brand new Maleficent film, starring Angelina Jolie, as you can see Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent, respectively, next to each other. Now they're going to go back in time, and they're actually going to be doing a Lion King set. There aren't that many pop figures that have 4-legged animals. I did see Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas, but here you can see Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, and Rafiki, and I'm very impressed with these figures. And we then go and see an even more old-school Disney film in Bambi. We've got Bambi, Flower, and Thumper. I think that they are adorable. I don't see myself getting them though, but the Thumper is just one of the cutest pop figures that I've ever seen, and considering that I was practically horrified by the Finding Nemo line that they did, this definitely makes up for loss here. Now we go on to a brand new line that is coming out from Funko Pop, and that is the animation line. It started out with Rocky and Bullwinkle and Mr. Peabody and Sherman just in time for the release of the film on March 7th, but I am loving the preview that they have here because if it's called Pop Animation, there is so much that you can do, and they are going right now to the Hanna-Barbera animated characters. You see Fred Flintstone and Hong Kong Phooey from 1974, and of course with Fred you gotta have Barney Rubble and Frankenstein Jr. from Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles from 1966, but who knows where this is going to go. You can have Scooby-Doo, you can have the Jetsons, Snagglepuss, Huckleberry Hound, Quick Draw McGraw. Who knows if we'll see things like maybe some Looney Tunes characters, maybe some Nickelodeon characters, maybe Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, we could see Pinky and the Brain, more Rocky and Bullwinkle, maybe George of the Jungle. When you have something that is just so general like animation, it's only curiosity of what we will actually see cranked out from Funko. Moving on, I think this is one of the few lines that a lot of people are interested in, and that, of course, is the Ghostbusters line. We had seen a preview of 5 of these, and that was 3 Ghostbusters, which were Ray Stantz, Peter Venkman, and Egon Spengler. And, of course, we saw Slimer, who happens to be one of the most interesting Funko Pops to date because I just love the glassy green base, and it shows him coming out from the slime. And of course, you've got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that is actually much larger than I thought he would be. But a lot of people had a question, and it looks like Winston Zedmore, played by Ernie Hudson, will actually be featured in this line. But will he be featured on his own, or will there be another Funko Pop ride featuring the Ecto-1? And will it come with him? Who knows? But the Ghostbusters are a great film. To actually see a line of Pops like this is definitely something that will be a fantastic seller. And now we'll move on to the line that I am the most excited about. I had no idea that these guys were on their way, but I, for one, am so glad that they are. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of my all-time favorite movies. Robert Zemeckis gave us something that we had never seen before, and now Funko is doing it justice by making a 4-piece set for now. There are two that I am very interested in, and of course that is Roger and Jessica Rabbit. The detail on those characters is fantastic. I'm really surprised that they went with Judge Doom in his final form and not the one that was actually played entirely by Christopher Lloyd. And I'm really surprised that they went with the leader of the Weasel Henchmen, whose name happens to be Smartass. I'm not really a big fan of that. That probably means they may end up making more of the Weasel Gang, and I just don't see myself really going for those. Jessica and Roger definitely, but not the other two. And maybe this will include another Funko Pop ride. I mean, who doesn't want to have a Funko Pop ride of Benny the Cab? That would be sick. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to posting some more videos on Pop updates. I definitely intend on doing some more videos when I intend on getting some more Pop figures. But there's a lot of ideas that are coming down the pike from these guys, and I'm really curious to see where it will bring us in the coming year. So for now, I'm the Lawn Gnome, and I'll see you soon.